Hello, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another video. If you are new to this channel, my name is Frank Zhu, and I'm a college professor teaching sociology, history, and philosophy. I'm also an award-winning landscape photographer. Today, let's talk about a topic that is considered by some people as a cliche, although I really doubt those people have seriously thought about it. Let me start by putting you in an imaginary situation. Suppose you are watching a colony of ants hurrying along on the ground in their daily business. What do you think of them? What will you say about them? Now, think about yourself and every other human being on the earth. Suppose an angel is sitting on a piece of cloud, watching you down below, running errands every day. What would she say about you and everybody else who is just like you? Situations like this will surely prompt you to ask yourself a question. What is the meaning of my life? Am I living a life just like an ant? You may have never thought about it before, or you may have dismissed it as a cliché question and have never given it serious thought. However, as I will show to you, it is one of the most important questions that you can ask yourself. Of course, it is a very philosophical question that numerous philosophers have given their answers. Socrates, for example, emphasized the importance of this question by saying, "The unexamined life is not worth living." For me, it is the first step to take on a philosophical journey. In my philosophy class, for example, it is one of the first questions I put to my students, who are required to carefully ponder it and provide their answers in writing. Every time I would spend a considerable amount of time analyzing their answers in our class discussions. The purpose of asking and discussing this seemingly simple question is twofold. First, I want to show that this question is a fundamental question in philosophy because it seeks to determine the purpose, significance, and value of human existence, a question that cannot be answered by empirical sciences. As a philosophical question, it is not simple at all because it explores whether the meaning of life can be found in a singular objective inherent answer or a complex subjective self-created answer. Secondly, I want to show that in the process of seeking an answer, they will discover that the meaning of life is more than a question. It is a set of expectations, your vision of life. To put it another way, how you answer the question actually determines the life you lead. Now, let me show you how I analyzed a few very common responses to this question. But please keep in mind that I'm not attempting to give a definite answer, because there is no definite answer in philosophy. The importance of doing philosophy is in the process of asking questions and seeking possible answers. In the process, we will come across even many more questions. By trying to answer each of them, we learn not to take things for granted. We cultivate skills in logical reasoning and critical thinking, and learn to articulate our thoughts as clearly and as accurately as possible. Hopefully, my analysis will give you a little food for thought. Suppose you compare life to a journey and imagine yourself walking through a beautiful landscape. Do you have a destination? For our purpose, let's not talk about what your destination is, because different people claim to have different destinations. Anyway, if you have a destination, your purpose in walking may be just to get there. In this case, your life seems very simple, doesn't it? But more questions remain to be answered. Which road should you take in order to get to your destination? Will it be a better place at the end of the journey? If yes, is it worth the long and hard journey? If not, why bother? On the other hand, you may tell yourself that the destination is not important because you know you will get there someday. So, it is the journey that matters to you. Along the way, you may be fascinated by what the landscape offers to you: trees, waterfalls, mountains, villages, people, etc. Along the way, you may stop to learn, study, converse, and you think little about why you are doing these things other than enjoying the pleasure they give to you. In a word, you may enjoy everything along the way, but one important thing is missing. You are still not sure about the meaning of the journey because you are just wandering about aimlessly. Or you may compare life to a game. If so, it is not to be taken seriously because it is only a game after all. Therefore, you don't take your own life seriously, and you probably don't expect others to take it seriously. Nobody considers you as a serious person. As a result, they won't establish a serious relationship with you. Also, if life is but a game, is this game competitive or just for fun? If it is competitive, you would either lose or win. Are you good enough to defeat your competitors, the people around you? On what criteria do you judge winning or losing? By what means? If you played for fun only, what fun do you expect? Would it be fun if you lose the game? Finally, if it is a game, what do you think are the rules in your life? Do you feel constrained by any rule? Do you obey moral rules more than laws? For some people, life is a story. If that is how you see life, you have a plot and a detailed narrative about your life. A story has multiple characters. What role do you play in it? Even if you have a clear narrative, what happens if people around you don't follow your narrative? A story is usually not an objective record of events, but a subjective interpretation of events. More often, a story is made up with the fake characters. If you believe everyone's life is a fake, how would you expect others to think you are real? Many people consider life as a learning experience. If this is the case for you, you will never stop learning because there is always something new to you. You believe in the old saying, never too old to learn. But how would you assess your learning outcome? That is, how do you know that you have learned new knowledge, new skills, or you have transformed your perspectives? There are questions about the purpose of never-ending learning as well. Do you learn to better yourself so that others will treat you better? Or you may say, I just enjoy learning. But even though the learning process itself is satisfying to you, why are you learning in a particular field and not any other field? What if you realize someday that everything you have learned is not true, or they are all useless? Well, I've just analyzed some of the most common answers to this question. What is the meaning of life? As you have seen, the question about the meaning of life is an open-ended question. Different people will have different answers. But no matter how you answer this question, your answer will surely raise even more questions, which is the nature of doing philosophy. As I mentioned earlier, the point of philosophical thinking lies in the process of asking and trying to answer big questions. I have also showed you the importance of this fundamental question because, as you have seen, how you answer it shapes your life. What kind of life you are leading largely depends on how you understand the meaning of your life. Finally, if you haven't asked yourself this seemingly trivial question, I'm sure you still have no idea who you are. In which case, how would you expect others to recognize you as such and treat you accordingly? That could as well be the reason why you haven't enjoyed your life to the fullest. Well, I think that is all for today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.